So tell me, why do you call it beautiful strength?
Because life can be very ugly, but it can also be very beautiful at the same time. It takes a lot of strength to get through it. And every day that you wake up and move forward is an accomplishment and a progress. So it's life can be messy, but it's also very beautiful. And so that's why it's called beautiful strength. And it was tattooed on me long time ago when I have been all different sizes, from small to large to medium to whatever. And I had a guy tell me that I was starting to look like a man. I should stop lifting weights. And I said, it's beautiful strength. And I put up my boxing hands and I got it tattooed there. So it also, this one tells people they're beautiful when I hold a camera. And this one is strong because it helps hold the camera up. Who am I making pictures of? Everybody. I mean, everybody has a story, so it's kind of cool because I'm able to do that with anyone. So I've done stuff from breast cancer survivors to veterans to moms and their kids and husbands and wives, terminally ill kids, body positivity, athletes, paraplegic athletes. It started out with people that I knew, and then it's just branched off to, we became like the Tupperware party of 2018. And from my one shoot, I went to a person's gym, and then from the gym, I went to a person's house. And then I know a lot of people. I've worked for some really large companies. I've lived in 5 states. I've bartended and served for a really long time. I've done photography for a really long time. So I happen to know a lot of people. And then I also, I will call nonprofits as I'm traveling too, and then I'll find interesting people that they know of as I'm traveling. On the road, or since I started the nonprofit?
Yeah.
Since I started the nonprofit, the coolest thing is we probably helped save a life by finding a kidney. So
you found a kidney?
Okay, let me back up. I didn't find a kidney, but I did have a wife of a guy with stage 4 kidney failure. Emailed me in the morning. This was like February of last year. And she was like, can we get on your podcast? Is it possible for us to do that? And I was like, well, I have some time at 10:30 if you can get to my house, for sure. I had no idea. I've never seen these people. I have no idea how she even saw a post of mine. They came, I put them on the podcast, and within 24 hours, somebody who was connected to them through somebody else, but they lived in Arizona, we lived in Tennessee, and the lady was like, I need to do this. Like, this is the person that I need to help. And they ended up testing at Vandy, and they matched, and yeah, they had their surgery a year ago in August. So that was pretty awesome. So August of 2020 is when they swapped.
I don't know. How do you like
when they donated their kidney? So he just went on like a year, and he's doing great. And then his wife had breast cancer diagnosis, and she had a mastectomy on my birthday, March 8th. So she's going to be part of the Glitter Tip series coming up in October too. I think it's because I let people tell their own story. So I'm not telling it for them. I don't prompt the questions. Like, sometimes we dig into people's stories because we want to know the dirt and we want to know the things. And
you want to ask terrible questions.
And
It's like you want to ask the terrible questions.
Well, I do, and I want to ask the vulnerable questions. But I think sometimes if you just let people talk, they'll tell you what they're vulnerable. Most people know the things that they need to heal from and know their story better than you do. So when you ask somebody something, you're already presuming something about them. Whereas when people tell their stories to me, I'm just there to listen. So it's like, and this started way before I even started the podcast. I was just listening. I would be a person that would just sit and listen to people. And that was hard for me too, because I talk a lot. I spent 40 years talking, and I guess the last like 2 or 3 like actually listening. But putting a microphone right in front of people and just being like, you have 45 minutes, teach me about you. Or like, I'm just here to learn about you. And people will open up in those 45 to an hour, probably more than if I had poignant questions to ask. Oh, that's a great question. I've learned that I have a lot of things that I still need to overcome. Like things that I learned as a kid that may not be right or wrong, or internal fears. And like, I don't mean fears as in like I'm scared of, I'm not scared of people who are different than me. I just am like, maybe I don't know. And I feel like education along with that. Like I've never had so many friends that are in wheelchairs before. I've never had so many friends that have kids with special needs. And those are all things that at one point in my life maybe made me uncomfortable. Or even now, it's like, okay, I got to access, me coming and talking to you, you look like me. You have, the same body features, you have the same height, you have the same skin color, you have all those things. And so to be able to relate with people who are different than me, but are still super similar, has been like this really cool eye-opening thing to me that I know that even as a person who works in inclusion and acceptance and stuff, I still have a lot to learn. I still have language to learn. I still have
how would you advise or somebody who meets someone who's different, who makes them uncomfortable? How do you approach that situation with that uncomfortableness? Like how do you overcome it without being offensive, or how do you, like, I think it's a process of how we learn
right
to recognize the other and the same in other individuals.
Right.
So to be able to recognize the other, whatever that other is, and another human being.
Yeah.
If you've never done that before.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult. And I'm not saying that your gut instinct sometimes, like if somebody makes you uncomfortable in a way that you're in danger, you by all means do not have to be polite or kind. Be polite and kind, but also remove yourself from the situation if you feel like you're unsafe. I'm not saying like you have to be a doormat and like walk over everybody and all that stuff. But as far as somebody being different and maybe being uncomfortable in a sense of you don't know how to react to that person, one, just smile at them. Like that's like the equalizer of a language is literally just acknowledge that they're there versus like some of my friends that are in wheelchairs, I know doctors or people won't talk directly to them. They'll talk to whoever they're with and not acknowledge them as if they're like a pet or something, or somebody like doesn't have the cognitive knowledge to be able to respond back. So just being like hello or smile, or if you're standing in line with somebody, smile first and then ask questions later. And kids are a great example of this because kids are usually like, hey, why are you different? And it's a great opportunity to teach your kids like, well, let's have the conversation. Like, not that you have to go up and be like, yo, dude, what happened to your fucking leg? Oh, can I swear on here?
Yeah,
sorry.
absolutely.
Yes. Like, don't do that. But like, just acknowledge somebody, and then the conversation sometimes can go from that. Like, you can have a common ground of, what groceries you're getting, or what you're eating for dinner, or, blah, blah, blah. And then it leads to other things. Like, and then you can really realize that people are a lot more alike. And that comes not just from like a physical element, but like if somebody's a different color than you, or a different body shape than you, or a different nationality, or somebody's wearing a turban and you're wearing a cross around your neck, or you see that somebody's buying something for Hanukkah or whatever. Like, you can say like Happy Hanukkah to somebody without actually celebrating it. Or you can say Merry Christmas to somebody without being like, oh, I don't celebrate Christmas. Like, it's just be pleasant to people.
Imagine that. That's rocket science, right?
I know, it gives me chills.
Like, just be pleasant.
Be pleasant. Carry a can of paint with you everywhere you go. And if people aren't,
yeah, paint them pink.
Paint them pink.